Welcome back to the Dad Edit podcast. This is episode 13, Fatherhood and Friendships, Why Dads Need Each Other Too. In this episode, we're going to dig into the quiet crisis of male friendships in dad life. Why do so many friendships fade after kids? What stops us from reaching out? Most importantly, what does our circle or lack thereof teach our children? How do we help them build meaningful relationships? Not just talking about fantasy football chats or driveway nods. I want to talk about real connection and the kind that helps us process, reset, and show up better at home. Because the truth is, you can't pour into your family if you're running on emotional empty. If your kids are watching, you need to demonstrate how you refill your cup. So I do want to start with, I think the part that we don't talk enough about, the loneliness of being a father. Not because we are alone, we have great partners, we have a family, we have acquaintances, people at work, but it's hard to maintain a friendship as a dad, especially if you're not around other fathers. And I'm sure you guys will be able to attest to this, being dads at a young age. Obviously, I'm becoming a father at 36, so it's a bit different. I already got rid of all my friendships. I had nothing to lose. So what happens when old bonds fade and we don't build new ones? What was your friendships like before kids and after kids, Jeff? What do you, because you were pretty amped to all right, I'm becoming a dad. I feel like most people at 22 didn't exactly plan for it, but you were actively making a decision, right? I'm I want to be dad now.
Yeah. It's interesting at that age for sure. Cause there's, everybody's still very young, kind of young mind frames.
Kids, right?
Yeah. But there was about a 10-year period where I was just putting my head down working. I kind of had some bonds through work, but then I would rush straight home, obviously, to the kids. That's not sustainable though. You can't do it all by yourself alone, like a beast that you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had some good friends from when I was young, that I didn't see during that time. But when I re-emerged from that little bit of time where I was just in the weeds, they were still there and supportive, and they're living a completely different lifestyle than I am. But if I call them up, we can go get breakfast. We can go drive around, go to the hardware store. We'll see a show once in a while or do a bonfire, but those guys are still kind of,
living their life.
You don't have to see each other every day, but there's some buddies that are just there when you pick up the phone to call them, kind of thing. That's great stuff.
That's important, right?
But those are those deep, like childhood kind of friendships.
Mm-hmm.
I had a buddy that just reached out. We were friends before we were even born. Our sisters were friends, and then we kind of got grandfathered into it. Then we were just, hanging out every single day, every summer in childhood. And, he went off and made his family. I was going through my family, and he just reached out the other day. It's just like that, It's like,
it's not you haven't skipped a beat. Like
nothing. Yeah. 10 years, 15 years, maybe have passed, but it's just like that. It's crazy.
What about you, Ryan? Your kind of journey into fatherhood and decisions you had to make.
Man, I just locked in so hard when the time came. And the day ones are still around, the real ones are still around. I didn't really have a lot of friends. A lot of people knew of me. I had a lot of acquaintances. It was always like a small circle. And that core circle was always like family.
Mm-hmm.
If they weren't blood family, it's like you're considered family. Mom Dukes took you in, everyone treated you like you were like a cousin or a brother or whatever the case was, right? So when I decided to get married and have my first child, it was just like automatic, okay, everyone understood, okay, this guy's locked in. He's doing his thing. When he's ready, he'll reach out, wasn't really, my focus wasn't on friendships because those are already established. And man, it was locking season. Example, one of my really, really close friends since I was, I think like 12 years old, talking about elementary, still best friends now. There was a point where I moved out west took my family into the boonies. I being from a big city and everything like that. And like, I just locked we were making money, good money. My wife was able to get a good career out there. And we were both just locked in. And it was just, Khalil just check up on me. Like, yo, bro, I get it. Life is lifing. Just making sure you're good. Most of the time I just catch a message because I was just so locked in. You know, and just make sure that emotionally, if I needed anything to talk about, yo, just holler at me. So everyone knew the position they had to play. I was very fortunate with that. And now that living that grandfather life, more time for people I care about, right? And more time for check-ins and shit like that. Yeah.
Puts things into perspective. I found I've had since becoming a dad, more people reach out that I didn't think would reach out, saying, hey, like, seeing positive change, like you're having a kid, you grew your hair out, you quit smoking. Like,
Everyone sees maturity, right?
yeah, it's good, man, and it's helps you know that you're on the right path. I was definitely not the nicest person in my 20s. So to see people see the change and then reach out, it's made me more empathetic to people going through the parenting journey. More empathetic to, like you said, like people life in life, right? Like how things are going for folks. It's definitely not something that I've ever focused on before. Definitely a struggle for me, the empathy side. But it's good. It's good connecting with folks after fatherhood. I found, maybe that maturity has allowed people to want to reach out to me more, as opposed to like this bad kid in my older days. Like, I need to stay away from that guy because he's not good news. Which is nice. It's nice to see. It's a good feeling too.
Regardless what you think, like having a youth is life changing, right? And it brings a different type of maturity and energy. And people see that, okay? Maybe earlier point in your life, like you said, you used to be rambunctious and what's. Okay, I'm just, love from far or know from far. When they see you go through that point in life, when you're realizing for yourself, like what's really value and shit like that, it's more welcoming, it's more warming. People want to be surrounded by people that know where they want to be in life and things to lose and stuff like that. That's how I feel.
For sure. Do your kids see your friendships and see how you get poured into? Something that I know when I want my son to see is Nick and I, anytime we go and hang out with, you and Anto or you and Vanessa, I always say, God, that just felt so good. It was so nice to see them. Like, they're such good energy. It was such a good time. We did this. I want to make sure that he sees, I'm definitely a lone wolf type, but when I go out with folks and come home, like, I feel energized. It's like, dang, that feels so good, man. Why don't I do that more often? I want to make sure that he sees that, right? So he understands that you do it on your own, you stand on your own, but you still get so much from community.
The community, it's huge, right? Like back in the day, the community was everything. Before the internet, you'd walk over to your buddy's house and then families on the block would have, a barbecue or a campfire and everybody would come. And so keeping that community alive is good to show the kids. They do recognize that too. Like I've had some friends over and my kids 2-3 years later is like, hey, I want to see that guy again. Or like, what about that other Vanessa? Like, cause my partner has a friend that's also named Vanessa and Vanessa too. My daughter's like, cause they're, her friends are nurses, and as a little girl, that's like a superhero because of his job. Yeah. Right? So it's like pretty cool stuff that they notice, even if it's like a hour hangout. Right?
It's awesome. Like for me, it's like me and my wife very conscious on the same page of how we want to raise these youths, right? So having certain people in our lives, good relationships, showing that example, shows them the level of space, respect you should expect from someone that you're going to choose to be a big part of your life when it comes to a friendship, right? We didn't just have anyone in and out of the house. Like I said, it was mainly family. That helps them build their type of circle as well, right? The values and the things that the people bring to our home, and they see how we interact and the good times and the conversations that we have. helps mold them still to who they decide to have in their lives too. Like, and like having a bond with someone, a friendship or a relationship for a long time with someone, it's a big respect factor too. So you try to show them that people that you choose to have in your life have to respect you, have to respect your space. Yes, you have commitments to them, but you have to keep self first, and they have to respect that. And that's just through the people that we had around us. They learned that too. Also from us speaking it to them, but just how we interacted with people and people that we stated that we loved and valued their friendship, like my best friend Khalil, and I had those really close friends and stuff like that. So
You're teaching them how to like find people that respect your boundaries, some right? Like if I'm looking at the friendships that my son built, if they were similar to mine, would I be proud? Would I be concerned? You know, if he's building the same friendships that I made in my 20s, concerned.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that's that status and that attention, it's empty. That's all surface level. It don't mean nothing. Everyone knows your name here, not for the right reasons, buddy. Let me tell you, it's not, because everyone's talking behind your back too.
Yeah.
So find those people that can go away, like you said, for 10 years and come back and still be that same person, that same thing that you need. You know, I would challenge some of the dads here to question, you know, are you lonely or are you just emotionally undersupported? And I think it's important. You know, there's some folks that I've seen through social media that I might not talk to as much anymore, that I've reached out to and been like, hey, if you need anything, I'm here. That's all I ask, and I'm going to deep dive, but you need anything, shoot me a message. Because you just see some things, right? And I think that it's important that we all have that emotional support. I know we've talked before about how we deal with things ourselves and maybe through our partners a little bit, we don't really share. I think it's important to be have that support, right? I think real friendships isn't just about being polished. It's more about being seen. And as dads, we need places where we can bring a mess, not just our masks. So what does a healthy male friendship look like right now? You know, for you guys, who really knows what you're going through right now?
When I asked the first question, it was just stated, what's the healthy type of relationship? Laughter, bro. Laughter. I could talk to my boy Khalil for like 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, not even notice time passing. And we're just cracking jokes. Even about the serious stuff that's stressing us out, we're laughing. So a healthy relationship, laughter, 100%. Yeah, I mean,
Something to like break that, you know, emotional seriousness.
yeah.
You know, it's something that I didn't respect. Some of my, you know, old, long time friends. One thing that I think I struggled with was that whenever we got together, it was always nostalgia. We always lived in the past, but it was hilarious. And all we did was laugh about stupid shit we did in the past. And I kind of got away from it because I didn't understand that the laughter was us just breaking up that, like, the stresses of life. You know? And you remember how fucking dumb you were back here? We'd all have a big chuckle about it or something that happened. Have a big laugh. And definitely, I think humor is like a male trait in how we break up seriousness. And like you said, laughing about how serious and shitty life can be helps, right? Are your friendships built around honesty, around convenience, around just time? What do you think have really fortified your long-term friendships?
Yeah, there's different types of friendships, right? Those long ones are, you know, maybe you met a friend in school and you go to that school every single day for 10 years. Of course, you're going to grow together in a similar kind of way. There's jobs where you're a coworker with somebody and you're friends.
So like job friendships, those are trauma bonding.
Yeah, sometimes it might not have been the best friendship outside of that work environment, which is a whole nother thing. So moving on from that job, it's clear that it's not, maybe wasn't as tight as, like, say, that childhood one. But I think it's a little bit of everything. the more time you spend with somebody, the more time you'll get to know whether or not this person clicks with you or not. I don't know. It's something like that, maybe.
Maybe for me, just the way we move in the household. Honestly, our time is valuable, right? And we were the type of people, very goal oriented. So we've moved around quite a bit. We've been here for the last 11, 12 years. So it's built on trust. Like, I got girls, man. I'm raising young women. I want them to be aware of themselves and strong. So the people that I'm going to have in my circle, I got to trust. You guys got to share somewhat the same values. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have the same beliefs, but the values have to be there because you're going to be around what I built, my legacy. So it's really same page for me and my wife. It's built on trust. Yeah.
Which makes perfect sense. You know, I think, would you say your friendships have or are teaching your kids about handling emotion?
That was deep. Oh,
It's tough because I think, you know, showing your kids how to be open with your friends,
yes.
you know, while establishing boundaries.
Yes. That's awesome. You said that, I clicked something. Yesterday I was doing groceries with my youngest. We were just all up and about in the city. And she was talking about, you know, Halloween was just passed. And she has this friend, it's day one from when she was in kindergarten. And she was asking me, she's like, Dad, is it okay if I don't mix my friend groups? Absolutely. I don't see nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having, like you said, there's different levels of friendships, right? There's different groups. So she ended up like not going out for Halloween. They were baking and everything, this one friend group. She never heard nothing from her friend, her day one for plans for Halloween. So she just made plans, did her thing. And then she's like, I think that she may be a little bit pissed off because she's not texting me the way she usually texts me. I'm like, all right, Cesar, check this. I back you up on what you're saying, but not mixing in last from your friend group. That's awesome. You realize that. But you also have to understand that this is your day one. And you still have to respect the friendship that you have with her. So get at her. Don't feel no way to be like, these are the plans that I'm doing. We could plan something around it or after it or whatever the case is. But just don't leave her hanging. It's not how you want. That's not how you would want to be treated. And if you consider her such a good friend, that's not a way to treat a friend. And don't feel no way. It's okay to feel to have that separate group. You're not being selfish, but let her know what's up. Be vocal about it, you know? Communicate that. And good friends understand. That's it. You ain't going nowhere. For sure. Yeah. Oh, you, Jeff, what do you think, you know, your friendships teach your kids about handling emotions? You know, you said they're always watching, they're seeing, you know, you and Vanessa too, and everyone interacting. Have you noticed anything?
I kind of keep so for the house at least this is like our safe space. So and I believe like you don't want to let in negative energy into the home. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
I don't often have company. You guys are kind of some of the only people I actually have over. I had a birthday party for my daughter, 10-year-old birthday party, just all her girlfriends. That was a big thing for me. I was like stressed out, you know. My partner could tell that I was like anxious about having people in our sanctuary almost.
Yes, that's what it is.
I wanted to be, you know, I wanted to go well. Later on in the party, I noticed there was like a divide in the group. Some people were, you know, off doing their own thing while the rest were still hanging out all together kind of thing. And it's like, so you've got your different energy bubbles going on. I don't know how to explain, but I like I said, you guys are some of the only people that bring their energy into my home because it's like a positive, uplifting type of energy. And I don't know, it's hard, man. You gotta be selective. I've had a couple friends over with the kids and they responded well. Like I had a barbecue and one of my childhood buddies, very positive energy, and my kids noticed that and they're like, we want to see Johnny Bonbon. That's what they call him. I don't know why. And then
It's all good when they get the nickname.
yeah. And then there's the group of friends that that are all in healthcare, and my daughter's like wants to see those guys again sometime, you know. And I think once the kids are around you guys, and especially actually my son meeting you fellas specifically would be an excellent role model type, because I'm dad. He's not going to listen to the words I say. He'll see what I do, and I think he is proud of how I live my day to day now. But if he sees like good friends that, you know, want to hang out with me as well, he'll be like, oh, my dad might be kind of good energy.
We should
Know how to
we shall go out and have like a boys' night.
loves wings.
Oh, yeah.
Wing night,
Wing night. Let's plan that. Let's do that.
Mondays at Jimbo's.
Done. Okay. Done. Hell yeah. So for your daughter's birthday, how did you feel? There was a divide. Did it impact her? Did she notice? Did she feel your energy? How do you feel she handled her emotions during that?
Oh, she didn't notice. No, she was singing karaoke, having a good time with the core group.
Hey, but within that, she was focused on a good time. She wasn't even in that negative, like the grouping or whatever the case was.
Yeah.
She was living her best life.
Yeah, it's awesome. So hopefully she'll steer towards those positive bubbled energy.
Hey, that's good, man. And you could tell by just what you're saying and, you know, only wanting to bring positivity in, that your daughter is only giving attention to positivity.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not going to deal with that drama that's going on. Or she knows you've got, she has at least trust in you. I know I was a big person growing up where I didn't want to be a burden. So if there was a divide in my house, I would be worried that my friends were impacting my mom. But for her to have trust in you to like, I can just be a kid and have a good time because dad's going to handle that. She doesn't know that you're just dying of anxiety inside. That's okay, right? But it's good, man. I think that is the exact answer to that question, right? How are you modeling handling emotions? That shows it right there.
Oh yeah,
Which is awesome.
oh yeah.
Now, obviously, friendships don't happen by accident, especially now. It's weird in my adult years where you actually have to, you know, try. You almost set it up bro dates to go and hang out with people.
Sometimes it's super awkward, bro. Wifey does that. I've been in those situations where, for real, we're doing this right now. Holy, but
Double D.
I can say sometimes being outside of my comfort zone of like, not to say true to make friends, just, you know, enjoying the moment and being outside my comfort zone. I've made some good relationships with that, like that too.
And at this age now, we're not just we get to choose. We've been through enough to realize what we want around us and what we don't. And if we choose to get together every other weekend to sit down and do this podcast, that's because we know these are friendships that we'd like around, and good energy around. And getting 3 or more adults together according to each other's schedules is very difficult. Like,
Tough, man.
like,
We're all tired every time we do this.
it's hard to coordinate. Like that one friend group, we've got these 2 people that moved to another city an hour away, and they work opposite 12-hour shifts of each other. We're still like trying to fit in like even a 3-hour kind of situation, if possible, in 2 months kind of thing. But
I think it's because you have to treat your friendships like you treat family, right? Like shit, like I've said, I don't think I said it in our first podcast. It might have been in our like pre-recordings, but you know, your parents are X age. You only have so many Christmases left with them. So you have to make this of value. You can't just do Christmas. You have to make an effort, clear your schedules, create time. Even like you said, if it's just a quick block where you guys intersect paths, like make that time, keep that connection. Obviously, a good friendship will last and stand years of not seeing each other. But it's still important to treat them like family, though you're not 100%.
Especially with the society we live in right now. It could be easy to cut people out of your lives because that's what they say to do. Like, oh, they got bad energy, just slice them out. You know, it's like very isolated right now. You know, you can get caught up with scrolling all day, I think it's medicine that to at least put effort into having those type of bonds, commuting outside of your own life, bro.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's something that I've lived, man. I was the negative energy in a lot of people's life. I think. No, boohoo me shit. Like I was out there fighting real hard, doing so stupid shit. Like I knew that I was the negative side. I heard it. So rather than cutting out the negativity in my life, I cut my negativity out of theirs. So my circle is small. And being able to rebuild now. What's up, Jeff?
Well, maybe you were in the wrong environment while you were out in the streets boxing. When you come to the boxing gym, everybody welcome you, loves to see you, say, hey man, you're here, this guy.
That's the thing, man.
Right in the environment, maybe.
There was a wrong people because no one was saying you're fucking your life up. I didn't have anyone in my life that said, you want to stop for a second? Because you're going to kill someone. You're going to go to jail. You are going to fuck your life up. I was just a spectacle, right? At that time. Good friends, people I hung around with all the time. But there wasn't anyone saying, you're fucking up, man. Stop. Like, I care about you. Stop. None of that. So I had to cut all that out. And now, you know, I have a small circle, but it's so much stronger, so much more value. It is, like you said, it can be isolating. It can be lonely, but you've got to kind of, if you're in a situation like that, step back, fix yourself up, then represent yourself to the world. And I think it's important. I definitely want to show my kid the value of friendships rather than just being on your own. But how do you show your kids the value of choosing the right people? I think I've definitely experienced the value of not the right folks, but I don't know how to demonstrate that. So what would you guys say? How do you show your kids, teach your kids the value of choosing the right people?
Russ, how did I show the girls? Honestly,
because clearly they're picking good folks.
Yeah. And their circles are not extremely huge. Their periods right now are small. And the friends that they actually allow in their lives are good kids. They have like goals and stuff like that. So I think it was just through our faith and our values towards life. Simple as that.
I think too, like something that still resonates with me, I know it resonated with Jeff, was in our earlier podcast, you said, you know, you represent the Spence family. So when you go out into the world, the way that you interact, the things that you do represents us as a unit. So it's hard not to say, you know, I'm not going to bring some screw around kids back to my house and they're going to disrespect my place. Because those kids are everywhere, right? Maniacs. I'm not going to bring that back because that's disrespectful to my family and our name, and I don't want to be associated with that. You know, I definitely want my kid to understand that you are 100% a reflection of the people that you hang around with. They have so much influence on you, more than you realize, especially at a young age. Be around people that you feel proud to be around. Be around people that you want to brag about. Not like, Johnny was so crazy because he jumped off the roof and almost died. Be around Susan, who helped out their grandmother this weekend, yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean? Like, be around people that you're proud to be around.
That's it.
It was big too. Like, if you see a value in someone, Ayana, if you see a value in somebody, you could see their heart and you feel that big person. Maybe people around them may say otherwise, but because their radar is pretty good, because we poured into them, we had these strong family values from when they were young. So now that they're young adults, hone in on those senses that, you know, those values. And if you could see someone that aligns with the values that you were raised with, even if the outside world's saying differently, maybe you can be that person to help them out through whatever they're going through. And you can rub off on them. Yes, it's about what they put on you, but I'm so strong in how we raised you. I want you to rub off on them. Bring them around. Let's show them how it is to have, like, not to say we're like the best family, but like a happy home, the energy that we have, how transparent we are with each other. Bring them around like your family, because that's how I was raised too, right? I didn't have a lot of friends. I considered you family. You know what I'm saying? So if you can see a value in someone that no one else sees, take that on. And you know what I'm saying? As long as they're respecting you, respecting your space, be the influencer. Don't be the leader, not the follower. And what's a good leader? They're always making sure that the people behind them are good. They're willing to put their hand and pull someone out. Like,
No handouts, just hand-ups.
Ray, huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how we played. We played with that, with teaching them on who to have in their lives and who they should see value in. You know, it's not about outside noise and other people's opinions. It's about your opinion of somebody, and that's just real. And it might sound a little fancy or a little scripted, but that's just how it was, and it just became easy and natural. And the people that they have right now as young adults, good people.
I definitely want to be the household where the community comes. Yeah. Like I want we only have one child right now, whether we have more or not, doesn't matter. I want him to bring his friends over. I want to be the house that everyone comes to before school. Everyone comes to on lunch. Everyone comes to after school. You know, I had a buddy growing up and we all migrated to his house, and it was him, his two brothers, and his family. They just had this warm, welcoming approach, no matter who you were, as long as you were not a shithead, they welcomed you in. I ate dinner at their house more times in 3 years than I ate at my own house.
You know, that brought value to you, bro. Like you on a third of something, you still remember that one feeling, that them opening up their hearts or their homes to you. Like, bro, that builds character.
So much influence, and having those. There's definitely like 2-3 friendships growing up where I remember those houses where everyone went, where we went and played road hockey, where we went, and that's where I got exposed to video games. That was ruined my life for video games. I've been playing them since. But there's so much impact and influence in those. I want to be that house for people. You know, we have me and my girl, my son. I want to, you know, show what family love looks like, what respect to our son looks like, what respecting your parents looks like. I want to influence our community, and I want to have, you know, an open door. I want to have maybe a tradition near Christmas where we have a community dinner. Anyone's welcome.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have family? Come. Be ours. That's what I want to influence. And I want our kid to feel that way, right? Be a leader, not the follower. I think that's important for me.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to wrap this one up. We released a Discord server a couple episodes ago. It is centered around creating friendships, creating a fatherhood community. It's a place for you guys to go to share relatable stories, express your wins, whatever you want to do. We want to grow this into a community influenced by you guys. The first 25, 50 dads who join this Discord community will get a special tag, a almost like a badge that is the I think it's the founding fathers or the first fathers, the first 50. Get in there, claim that badge. Even if you don't participate in the community, you're not big on Discord, just get in there. There will be material, there will be content that grows from that. It's pretty blank right now. It's quiet. It's just us right now. But we will bang on creating this community until it becomes something. Whether it's this year or in 10 years, I really do hope that we can create a place where we can all come together and share our experiences. Don't forget, if you guys listen on Spotify or YouTube, leave a comment, drop a follow, leave a review. All of this really helps influence the algorithm to push it out to other dads in the community. If you guys are on Instagram or Threads, you can follow us at the Dad Edit Podcast, on X at the Dad Edit, on TikTok at the,
I think it's the Dad Edit. Yeah.
I forget.
Let me see.
The .dadedit.podca. I believe that's what it is. We should be on Apple Podcasts as well. Drop us a follow. My closing line: your family doesn't just need you; they need you supported. And the most powerful thing you can do for your kids and what's healthy for them is show them what honest friendships look like. This is the Dad Edit. If this hits home, send it to a friend, drop a review, and just remember, being a dad doesn't mean you have to go at it alone. We will catch you guys next time with the same honesty, the same brotherhood, because we is all we got.
That's it.
Cheers.
Yes, sir.